If you were identifying aquatic organisms and wondered what organisms are these, you could use a dichotomous key and ask, do they possess jointed legs, legs that have points which bend? And the answer is yes. So these then would be arthropods, whose Latin name literally means jointed leg. If you asked how many legs there are clearly six coming from the thorax region. This is characteristic of insects. Next, you could ask the question, are there wings or wing pads present on this organism? And here you can see the answer is yes. So on the thorax, there are wing pads that after metamorphosis will become the wings of the adult. And given that they are present, you have narrowed your selection down to damselfly larvae, dragonfly larvae, mayfly, stonefly larvae, or riffle beetle adults, and excluded Dobsonfly, alderfly, and caddisfly larvae, which lack these wing pads. Are there some sort of filament coming from the tip of the abdomen? The answer clearly here is yes. So thus these could be damselfly, mayfly, or stonefly larvae, but not dragonfly larvae or riffle beetles, which lack these tail filaments. How many tail filaments are there? In this organism, there are three. Are they flat as opposed to thin rods? The answer is yes. Are there a series of gills projecting laterally from the abdominal segments? No, there are no feathery outgrowths from the abdomen projecting laterally. Are the mouth parts hinged? Yes. Now that would be tricky. You'd have to look at the underside of the organism and it probably would not extrude its mouth parts for you while it was alive. But all of these are characteristics of damselfly larvae. They are not the larvae of mayflies or stoneflies. These are the aquatic larvae of damselflies whose adults are pictured here. If one wanted to try to identify them further to the family of damselfly, or even perhaps the genus, this gets more difficult. One would need a microscope and one would be looking to see if the basal portions of the antennae are longer than the remaining portions. We're looking at the shape of the abdominal gills or the shape of the base of the extensible lower jaw, etc. And so this would not be a level of identification that a novice, perhaps without the use of a microscope, would be able to do.